Hello everybody, it's Hunter's dad. It's late at night. I'm here in my office. I'm speaking kind of quietly because my family's asleep. And I'm going to talk to you about a very interesting, exciting study that was announced 2 days ago. I made a previous video which I deleted from YouTube because it was technically poor. So people who saw that, I apologize. Okay, so let's talk about this paper. Why is it interesting? It's interesting because it discovers or proves a new mechanism for some cases of autism. The article, let me give you the the name of the article. It's called "Strong Association of De Novo Copy Number Mutations with Autism." Essentially, you could reread that as "Strong Association of Mutations with Autism." Here it is. It was published in Science Express, which is an online wing of the journal Science. The journal's name is Science. It was a multi-center study. It was partially funded by the NIH. Researchers from all around the world performed this. What I'm going to try to do here is explain in 3 minutes what the study showed and why it's significant. Maybe I can't do it. What the study showed is that genetic damage, missing chunks of DNA, which occur between the parent and the child, can cause autism in the child. What they showed was that when they compared the DNA of parents to the DNA of autistic children, they found that between the parent and the child there had been a mutation, a damaged part of DNA, which had presumably caused the autism. How did they do the study? They proposed two mechanisms by which two types of autism. They said there's familial autism, or multiplex families, where autism runs in the family. You know, the father, the grandfather had Asperger's, the uncle, the brother. And presumably the genes exist in those families already. Then they said there's spontaneously arising autism. That's autism where no one in the family has autism. All of a sudden there's an autistic child in the family. And what they said is, in those spontaneously arising autism cases, maybe it's due to genetic damage. So they took 3 groups: normal children, multiplex families, children with other members of the family who have autism, and the spontaneously arising cases. And they looked for differences in the DNA between the parents and the child. In the typical individuals, there was a chunk of DNA missing or mutation in about 1% of the children. In the families, when you looked at the difference in parent and child DNA among autism, which runs in families, there was about a 2% rate of mutation, about the same as in typical families. If you looked at the spontaneously arising autism, there was a rate of 10% of the children had mutations. And that was highly statistically significant. And what it essentially shows is that damage to the sperm or egg of the parent, which causes a deletion or a missing chunk of DNA, can result in autism in the child. Researchers didn't look into or speculate how these mutations occurred, but it's fair to speculate that something in the environment might be causing these mutations in the sperm of men or in the eggs of women, or something that occurs when the sperm and egg meet and their genes sort. Could it be toxins? Could it be radiation? So in summary, they found that some cases of autism, particularly those where the autism appears to arise out of nowhere, occurs when genetic damage happens to the parents and is passed on to the child. Excuse me, I have a cold. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions about this. If you want to read about the study, you can go to Science Express, Science X-P-R-E-S-S, Express, and look at it. Or you can Google terms like mutation autism or mutation autism science, and you'll come to some news reports about it. I'm sure there'll be questions. I promise to answer all questions. If there's a lot of questions, I'll answer them in a video. Okay, everybody, be well.